You're not failing because you're not smart. You're not stuck because the world is unfair. You're stuck because your habits are not working for you. They're working against you. Let me ask you something. Do you deserve success right now, or are you still wishing for it? That question stings, but it should. Because life doesn't reward those who want it the most. It rewards those who've trained for it the hardest. This is not a motivational speech. This is a wake-up call. If you don't have the habits of a winner, no amount of goals, dreams, or followers will save you. You'll still end up wondering why the ones who used to be below you are now way ahead of you. The truth? They just built better habits and success found them, not the other way around. If you're still watching this, you're either ready to change or tired of losing. Either way, what you do next will decide everything. Stick with me till the end. I'll share with you the exact habits that turn ordinary people into undeniable forces of success. You don't need more motivation. You need structure. You need a system. You need winning habits. Let's build them now together. First, understand this. Winning habits are predictors of success. They're not flashy, and they rarely get likes or claps, but they compound. That means if you do one small right thing today, it stacks. And then if you do it again tomorrow, it doubles. Over time, it explodes into momentum. That's how success works slowly, quietly, then all at once. The first real winning habit. Protect your mornings like your life depends on it. Because it does. The first 60 minutes after you wake up should not belong to the world. No phone, no chaos. Use that time to plan, read, move, breathe, own your mind before the world rents it. Every successful person I've ever met treats their morning like sacred ground. Next, learn to keep promises to yourself. If you say you're going to wake up at 6, don't hit snooze. Every broken promise to yourself makes your brain trust you less. Success doesn't come from how others see you. It comes from how you see you. And self-trust is the foundation of all achievement. Want to know what separates a talker from a winner? Execution. Action without delay. If you get an idea, move. If you make a plan, do. Winners don't get stuck in perfect. They aim for progress, adjust fast, and never wait for permission. And here's something nobody tells you. Habits are built in boredom, not inspiration, not motivation. When the thrill is gone, will you still show up? That's the moment your future is being shaped. Discipline is doing what needs to be done, especially when you don't feel like doing it. Look, your future isn't in your dreams. It's in your calendar. It's in your habits. It's in the things you repeat when no one is watching. And if you build the right ones, you won't need to chase success anymore. It will find you, because winning doesn't happen overnight. It happens every night in the decision to keep going. So if you're ready not just to dream, but to deserve, then let's build these winning habits now. The ones that attract success so powerfully, so predictably, that people call it luck, but you'll know better. Success is attracted, not chased. That one truth has the power to flip your entire approach to life. Most people wake up and chase something: money, status, approval, opportunities, believing that if they run hard enough, fast enough, loud enough, success will somehow notice them. But chasing is desperate. Chasing says, I don't have it. Chasing says, I'm not enough yet. That mindset alone repels the very things you want most. The real secret: become the kind of person success can't ignore. Think about it like gravity. You don't chase gravity, it pulls you in. That's how success works when you develop winning habits. When you operate on a level of discipline, growth, clarity, and consistency that most people only talk about, you begin to attract results. You create a field around you of competence, reliability, and direction. People notice it. Opportunities respond to it. Even setbacks respect it. That's the difference between someone who's always reaching and someone who is constantly receiving. The world gives you exactly what you prepare for. So ask yourself, are you preparing for success or are you just performing for attention? Because there's a difference. People who chase success are always talking about the next big thing they'll do. People who attract success are quietly building daily habits that make them unstoppable over time. They're not addicted to approval. They're obsessed with improvement. And that shift, though silent, is everything. When you have winning habits, your identity changes. You're no longer someone who tries to be successful. You're someone who lives like a success story every day. The person who reads every morning, trains their mind, executes without delay, protects their energy, and keeps their word. That person doesn't need to chase anything. They've already become a magnet for the very life they want. And here's the truth. No one sees your habits in the beginning. It's just you. The early alarm clock, the missed parties, the lonely hours of practice, the books no one knows you're reading. It's thankless. But that's the cost of attraction. It's built in silence and paid in consistency. Then one day, out of nowhere, everyone starts calling you lucky. But it's not luck. It's attraction. You built it. You earned it. If you're tired of feeling behind, stop chasing. Start aligning. Ask yourself, what does the version of me who already has what I want do every single day? How do they think? What time do they wake up? What do they feed their mind? Who do they spend time with? Now go do that over and over. No shortcuts. No skipping steps. Because when you become that person through action, not imagination, you won't have to run anymore. The doors will open. The calls will come. The wins will multiply. And success won't be something you hope for. It will be something you host. Not because you chased it, but because you became the kind of person it was always searching for. Consistency beats talent every single time. Talent might give you a head start, but consistency determines who finishes the race. The truth is, most talented people never win because they depend too much on their gift and not enough on their habits. They rise fast and fall hard. Why? Because they never built the muscle of doing the hard thing every single day, regardless of how they feel. That's what makes consistent people dangerous. They may not be flashy, but they're relentless. And in the long run, relentless always wins. People are fooled by sudden success stories. They think someone just appeared out of nowhere with all the skills, all the answers, all the confidence. But if you peel back the layers, you'll find someone who repeated the same small steps, daily disciplines, and simple routines with extreme loyalty. Even when it was boring. Even when no one clapped. Even when no one believed. That's the part people don't see, the grind that doesn't go viral. If you want to build a life that attracts success, then make consistency your superpower. Start small. Make it automatic. Whether it's reading 10 pages a day, waking up at the same hour every morning, or putting in 30 minutes of focused work on your craft, the size of the action isn't as important as the frequency. Repetition is where identity is formed. You become what you do consistently, not what you occasionally do when you feel inspired. And don't confuse being busy with being consistent. Anyone can be busy for a week. Consistency means you show up when no one's watching, when there's no deadline, no applause, and no pressure. It means your word to yourself is more important than anyone's validation. That's where the real transformation begins. It's not glamorous, but it's rare. And what's rare becomes valuable. The people who win in life are those who fall in love with the process. They stop obsessing over the outcome and start mastering their routine. They understand that results are just a byproduct of what they repeat. So they put their head down, eliminate distractions, and build momentum quietly. While others are chasing shortcuts, they're building systems. And those systems, they are unstoppable machines that turn effort into excellence. When others burn out, they rise. When others get bored, they lock in. When others quit because it's taking too long, they double down. Not because it's easy, but because it's wired into their daily rhythm. That's what separates talkers from doers. Not talent, not luck, not opportunity, just consistency. So ask yourself, can you be consistent when it's not fun? Can you show up when it's not convenient? Because that's where the line is drawn between average and extraordinary. In the small choices, in the unseen work, in the commitment to do what needs to be done every day, no matter what. Consistency doesn't look like winning at first, but over time, it makes winning inevitable. Your morning predicts your market value. The first hour of your day is not just time, it's a declaration. A declaration of how you're going to treat your goals, your health, your mindset, and your energy. Most people lose the day in the first 60 minutes. They wake up late, grab their phone, scroll through other people's lives, and instantly put their brain in reaction mode. From there, the whole day becomes a response to everything: messages, problems, distractions, instead of a creation of progress. That's not success. That's survival. And people who live in survival mode rarely win. Winners don't wake up to react. They wake up to dominate. They understand that how they begin determines how they finish. That's why their mornings are non-negotiable. Not because it's trendy, but because it works. The mind is most clear, most focused, and most programmable in the early hours. And if you can win the morning, you've already won the mental battle, the one that derails most people before lunch. Let me be very clear. The first things you do after waking up are telling your brain what matters. If you reach for your phone, you've already told it that other people's opinions are more important than your peace. If you skip planning, you've told it chaos is acceptable. But if you move with purpose, hydrate, reflect, plan, learn, stretch, you begin to hardwire winning into your operating system. Success is not a single act. It's a system of habits stacked with intention. And your morning routine is the foundation. It's where clarity is born, where momentum is created, and where your standard for the day is set. And the best part? You don't need 3 hours or a mountain retreat to do it. You need 30 minutes of discipline. Start with 1 or 2 practices: journaling, goal setting, breathing, visualization, or exercise. Build a rhythm that makes your mind sharp and your focus clean before the rest of the world gets a chance to steal it. Here's the truth: how you start your day sends a message to life about what you expect from it. If you begin rushed, scattered, and distracted, you attract more of that energy throughout the day. But if you start calm, intentional, and focused, everything else begins to align. Deals feel easier. People treat you differently. Your productivity increases. Not because the world changed, but because you did. So don't treat your morning like a throwaway. Don't roll out of bed and leave your mindset up to chance. Decide, before anything else, that this day belongs to you and act like it. Let your first hour be your sharpest. Let it prepare you like an elite athlete warming up before the big game. Because in the game of life, every day is game day. And the winners, they're not improvising. They're preparing. Quietly. Relentlessly. And it all begins in the morning. A fail-proof mindset is built, not born. You're not born with unshakable confidence, grit, or resilience. Those are skills forged in discomfort, in rejection, and in the disciplined act of showing up when giving up feels easier. Most people think successful individuals are just wired differently. That's a lie. The difference isn't in their DNA. It's in their decisions. Every time they failed, they decided not to quit. Every time they were overlooked, they decided to get better. That choice, made over and over, becomes a mindset that's bulletproof. If you want to build a mindset that doesn't break under pressure, you have to stop looking for ease. Ease is the enemy of mental toughness. Comfort creates weakness. That's not motivational fluff. It's physics. The mind, like the body, grows stronger under resistance. But here's the twist. Most people avoid the very resistance that would make them unstoppable. They avoid criticism, feedback, rejection, and discomfort. And by doing that, they avoid growth. Winners don't just endure failure, they invite it. Because they understand failure is not final. It's feedback. Every no sharpens their next approach. Every closed door forces them to find a better one. That's the mindset that makes you dangerous when failure doesn't scare you anymore. When losses don't destroy you, they refocus you. That's when life changes. But here's what nobody tells you. Building that mindset is lonely. It happens when no one is clapping. When you feel unseen, unrecognized, and undervalued. That's where your mental armor is forged. Not in the wins, but in the waiting. Not in the spotlight, but in the shadows. When you learn to keep going without applause, that's when you're ready to lead. Because it means you're not driven by hype. You're driven by purpose. You need to train your mind the same way athletes train their bodies daily, deliberately, and under pressure. Read books that challenge you. Seek feedback that makes you uncomfortable. Set goals that scare you. And most of all, embrace failure as a tool. Every time you fail and don't fold, your mind takes notes. This person does not break. Over time, you develop a confidence that isn't loud. It's calm. It's earned. There will be moments when everything's against you, when you question your worth, your path, your timing. But if you've built a strong mindset, those moments don't define you. They refine you. Because your strength doesn't come from winning. It comes from not quitting. That's what most never learn. They think failure is a sign to stop. In truth, it's a sign to sharpen. So don't wish for a life without struggle. Wish for the strength to thrive through it. Because success doesn't go to the smartest, the most connected, or the luckiest. It goes to the ones who have trained their minds to stay in the game no matter what. That mindset, it's not a gift. It's a habit. And it's one you build every day by refusing to quit. Environment is your invisible coach. It trains you whether you realize it or not. Every sound, every screen, every conversation, every place you spend your time, it's all shaping your mindset, your energy, and ultimately your direction. People think success is about motivation or hustle, but long before discipline even kicks in, your environment is already at work, either sharpening your focus or silently stealing your potential. And most people don't even know it's happening. Look around you right now. Is your environment helping you grow or holding you back? Are the people in your life challenging you, inspiring you, pushing you, or are they draining your energy, feeding your doubts, and normalizing mediocrity? Because make no mistake, who you surround yourself with is not just a social decision, it's a success decision. Winners build a circle that reflects their future, not their past. They don't stay in rooms where their ambition feels like arrogance. They seek spaces where greatness is normal and excuses are not entertained. Your physical space matters just as much. Cluttered space equals a cluttered mind. If your desk is chaotic, your thoughts probably are too. If your workspace feels heavy, unmotivated, uninspired, so will your ideas. That's not a coincidence. It's alignment. Your environment is either a launch pad or a leash. It can set your standards high and keep your momentum strong, or it can slow you down so subtly that you don't notice until you've stopped moving altogether. Even your digital environment is coaching you. The accounts you follow, the content you consume, the notifications you allow, these things aren't harmless distractions. They are instructions. They tell your brain what to value, what to pursue, what to fear, and what to ignore. If you feed your mind junk, don't be surprised when your thinking becomes cloudy and your goals start to fade. Winners curate what they allow into their minds with the same seriousness an athlete uses to fuel their body, because they know what you allow is what you become. So if you want to rise, change what surrounds you. Remove the noise. Upgrade your circle. Design your space to energize you. Clean your room like it's a temple for ideas. Cut conversations that cost you peace. Block the apps that waste your hours. Replace scrolling with studying. Replace gossip with growth. Don't just protect your environment. Build one that makes winning your default setting. Because willpower is weak in a toxic environment. But in a high-performance environment, even average people start doing extraordinary things. Not because they suddenly got smarter or more motivated, but because they finally stopped swimming against the current. The current started flowing with their goals.